Hey cuties, PeachY here, welcome back to a new video, and in this video we have to talk about some long overdue Monster High G1 alumni releases from the Creeproductions Series 2 finally coming out sooner than you might think. We have rumors for who the next collector dolls might be, and we also have a bunch of more drops coming out very soon, so stay tuned and let's get into it. So firstly, let's talk about the most exciting part, which is new Creeproduction dolls finally coming out. Series 2 we thought initially was going to be Creeproductions of the, Schools Out line, Draculaura, Claudine, Cleo, and Laguna. But actually, the Creeproductions are going to be of the Cleo and Deuce 2-pack, Abby, Spectra, and Ghoulia. So basically, all of the rest of the Wave 1 dolls, Spectra, Ghoulia, Spectra, Abby are technically part of Series 2. So Deuce and Cleo finally getting reproduced, and Ghoulia as well. Kind of weird that Holt isn't included here, since Holt and Ghoulia kind of like were part of like the Wave 1.2, wave 1.5. Yeah, like they were part of the second half of Wave 1. They came shortly after, so Holt isn't here, but I guess it makes sense because he's a boy doll, and boy dolls don't usually sell so well, and maybe they're going to test the waters first with the Cleo and Deuce 2-pack, even though it's a 2-pack, so it doesn't really count. But they're coming nonetheless, so that's really exciting. We initially got a listing for the Ghoulia reproduction doll on Amazon Mexico, I believe. There's no picture, there's no price or anything, but we do get to see some information in Spanish, a description, basically just saying, Ghoulia reproduction doll, comes with a pet, stuff like that, very generic stuff. And then we also have a little item number at the bottom, and also a date, year of release. So that's 2024. So she's coming next year for sure. And we also have some more information about where they might show up first for Spectra, Abby, and Ghoulia. And I'm pretty sure Cleo and Deuce as well. Or maybe they're going to be different, because there was a rumor that they might be like Walmart exclusive or something like that. But apparently they're first going to show up in Toys R Us Canada. So if y'all live in Canada, and you have a Toys R Us near you, then, just keep an eye out. You never know when you might find these out in the wild. Because, these leaks, these early sightings happen usually like really out of nowhere, so it could happen like in December, like maybe a little bit before the next year, but I do think that they will probably leak before the end of the year, because they're supposed to come out next spring, and we already know they're coming. The listings are up and running, so not running, but they exist already. So I think they're coming sooner than we might think, and that's so exciting because, again, Creeproductions we're so hot, right? Series 1 sold out. And speaking of, I do hope that they handle this better than they did with Series 1, because Series 1 was a mess. It never really got wildly available for many people in the US, and it never really got restocked. It was so hard to find and hunt down. So it was basically really hard to get any of them. So I hope that with the second series they will improve and produce more batches early, so they have them prepared, because they have to know by now for sure that they're going to sell out, right? They have to know for sure that these are going to sell out. Come on, Mattel has to be smart, so they got to prepare and have extras ready. So I hope so, because I hope they just manage this launch better, and they don't just ignore fans and never make more Creeproductions or more real drama dolls. Like, that's what they usually do. I hope they're doing better this time around. Next up, we have to talk about the next collector drop that is rumored to be based on a movie of Nightmare Before Christmas. So we know that there's going to be another collector drop happening this year, but what we do not know is for sure who will it be about, like who will be the drop of. So the rumor is basically that there's going to be a SKULLECTOR 2-pack of Jack and Sally from the movie of Nightmare Before Christmas. That would also make sense to commemorate Disney's 100th anniversary, since they've already been doing all these releases all this year long, especially also with Mattel and Disney. They've done Mattel releases for Disney Princess, Alice, Maleficent, who else? a ton of different, characters. So it would make sense if they would also make a SKULLECTOR release of Jack and Sally. How would that work? Like, how would they, translate those designs into Monster High and also into doll form? I'm not sure, because that would just have to be very like inspired by the characters, not really like based on the characters, because just the proportions, the creativity, the design, it just is not meant to be recreated into Monster High version. Like, it's just so different from what Monster High's design is. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna be able to do something unique and still very accurate. So I'm honestly so excited to see if this is true. First off, if it's true, because so far it's just a rumor, so keep that in mind. That might be a rumor. What we do know for sure right now that has been confirmed is that we are getting another SKULLECTOR drop. But if it is indeed Jack and Sally, is not confirmed, so keep that in mind. But it's coming from a very reliable source, so it might be true, 50-50. But I do wonder, like, if it is true, when would they release the 2-pack? Would it be in like near Halloween or near Christmas? Would it be in between, like in November sometime? I don't know. And again, like, I am very curious, like, how they would pull off Sally and Jack, like their designs, and how much would it cost, considering it would be also a Disney license that they would have to mark into the price, right? So that would be also like, they would probably cost like 80. I'm just saying, probably, with considering Mattel Creations prices, right? Unfortunately, but yeah, I think it will be an exciting release, and probably like the most popular one so far, because Nightmare Before Christmas, Tim Burton, those IPs hold so much recognition with Disney fans alone. So definitely will be a big release indeed. We also have news for the next year's first SKULLECTOR drop, which would be the creature from the Black Lagoon, to also fit into place with the 70th anniversary of that movie. So that is a really good timing. Apparently that would be the next Universal monster to get a SKULLECTOR drop. Previously we had Bride of Frankenstein with Frankenstein, and then of course we had Dracula. So next it would be the creature of the Black Lagoon. So I guess that makes sense, especially with the anniversary being at that same time. And again, this would be a spring SKULLECTOR release. I think it's very likely, but again, it's not confirmed. It's just speculation. But I still think, especially if there's like an anniversary, it would make a lot of sense. And realistically, I think it would just also be the next best step to adapt into a SKULLECTOR doll. Of course, they could also do the Mummy, but is there really like a Mummy movie from... I guess, yeah, of course there are Mummy movies, but like, is there like a really old Mummy movie that I don't know about? I don't know, but I guess, yeah. So the Invisible Man could also be one, but how would that work? So the black creature from the Black Lagoon seems the most likely to me. But I do wonder if they would, gender bend the character, or like, how would they pull off the design, since it is very generic, just a lot of scales, very green. Like, how would they spice it up? I wonder. But yeah, it's very likely that this character will be the next one to be made into a SKULLECTOR doll, which is very fun. Personally, I would love for Monster High and Mattel to make a SKULLECTOR doll in the future of Emily from the Corpse Bride movie. Again, also Tim Burton. I'm such a fan of that movie, but also the character Emily. She's gorgeous. She has such a unique design with the like specific bone sections, peeking out. It's just so fun, especially with the bride costume as well, and the blue design for her. I just think she would make an amazing, and she just is already kind of like a Monster High doll. So I just think she would make an amazing Monster High SKULLECTOR release, and she would definitely be a very popular release, and she would be one of the more expensive and sought after releases for sure. So I think and honestly, I think they will make one of her eventually, but I'm not sure when. I hope that they will. I really hope they do, because like, Corpse Bride, Emily, Coraline, Wednesday Addams, those are characters that just like, they would make sense for them to get a SKULLECTOR doll. They're just so they just fit in perfectly with Monster High as a brand. It would make sense. It would be a shame for them not to do that. So lastly, aside for the two holiday winter Claudine and Dia de los Muertos Skelita dolls we've already seen, the rest here are new also G1 upcoming releases. So we have a new Holiday Love Draculaura and Claude 2-pack set, which from the title alone already is going to be very similar probably to the previous 2-pack, which was with Cleo and Deuce, to also celebrate love and Valentine's Day. So like with that 2-pack, I imagine this 2-pack with Draculaura and Claude would also release around Valentine's Day for next year. So very exciting. Right away, I obviously think of the iconic Schools Out 2-pack of Claude and Draculaura. Maybe they'll pull reference from those outfits a little bit, the color framing perhaps. I don't know how, what they're gonna do design wise, but I'm excited. People are always like really big fan of Claude and Draculaura, in sets as dolls, especially G1. So that's gonna be it's gonna be very popular for sure, especially if Draculaura comes with like a little parasol or something. That would be so cute. But yeah. Then next up we have a Amazon exclusive Frankie. I'm not sure really anything about this doll aside that it's G1, not holiday related, so it's just going to be a different theme, and also again Amazon exclusive. Then we have the Fashion House doll, which I'm not sure what that is, but we're also getting a Off-White collab. Of course, these are this has been a very controversial collaboration that has been revealed, and people have mixed opinions about, because apparently each doll will cost $200 or $100, and there's going to be 4 in total. And we've seen what looks apparently they're going to be inspired by, and I'm going to tell you right now, I don't have faith. I don't have expectations for what the dolls are going to look like if this is in fact real, if it's actually going to come out like this. So yeah, I don't have expectations for them to look good, especially with the price point. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. To me, it seems like it's not even real, because like Off-White and Monster High, like what do they have in common? They don't even have similar vibes. So yeah, I'm not even sure if it's legit, if it's happening. But yeah, apparently we're getting some kind of like fashion collab. So yippee yay. But yeah, those are a lot of G1 releases happening next year, besides for the Nightmare Before Christmas release that would happen this year. Everything else is coming out next year, so still really exciting. But keep in mind, some of this might be fake, some of this might be only half true, and some of it might change, frankly. So we never know what's going to happen. It's still a long time ago. It's still a long time until we actually get to next year and get to these releases. But either way, I mean, the Creeproductions are happening for sure. SKULLECTOR drops for sure are gonna keep happening because they make money. And then the Love 2-pack, I'm excited. Like, I definitely am very excited to see, like, what is all this gonna look like? How is it gonna go with the Creeproductions? Is it gonna go better than Series 1 did, or worse? I really hope it goes better for Mattel's sake, because like, I don't know if Mattel fans, Monster High fans can take any more of this ridiculousness. But let me know what you thought down below. I hope y'all enjoyed. Leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and become a member today so you don't miss out when I post more content like this coming your way daily and keeping you up to date with all the loyalty you love. Stay safe, be kind. I hope to see you next time. Stay peachy. Kisses.